Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Mikestand. I hope everybody's having a good week thus far. We're gonna wait a few minutes, of course, give people a chance to pop in. Hope everybody's having a good week as far as I said. Yeah. Let's see. Hong Kong Fooey, number one. Anyways, while we're waiting, I'm gonna go ahead and take a step away from the camera for a moment to take care of some things. I hope right back. That was back. Oh, hello! It looks like we have four people watching. Ah, anyways, so with that, I hope everybody's having a good week thus far. We're just waiting on some more people to come. And realize some people came in actually. Sorry they left. Anyways, um, Conan, the adventurer, Conan, man of bravery, with his magic sword protecting the mightiest of warriors is he. Conan. Let's see. With his magic sword protecting the mightiest warriors is he. Feel the power. Conan. Hong Kong Fooey, number one super guy. Hong Kong Fooey, quicker than the human eye. Hong Kong Fooey, that's terrific. Scooby Dooby Doo, looking for you. Scooby Dooby Doo, where are you? All the stars are here, waiting for you. Couldn't have a show without you. Scooby, Scooby Doo. Hey Scooby, where are you? Over here. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm strong to the finish when I eat my spinach. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. Toot toot. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm strong to the finish when I eat my spinach. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. Let's see now. Overture, cut the lights. This is it, tonight, the night of nights. No more rehearsing or rehearsing our parts. We know every part by heart. On with the show, this is it. Do 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 do. When all the night will hit. On with the show, this is it. Like father, like son. Always number one. Yeah, there's buddies, they're pals. Always seem to work things out. Can't you see they're two of a kind? Looking for a real good time? Report to the goof troop, and we always stick together. Yeah, we're the goof troop, best of friends forever. Yeah, we're the goof troop, and we always stick together. Yeah, with the Scoop Troop, best of friends forever. Now we're calling everyone. Come along and join the fun. Report to the Goof Troop. Shop by la boop bop. Yeah. Life is like a hurricane. Well, hello, third person. How you doing today? Um, guess since we now have a third person, I guess I will talk a little bit about what's on tap for today. So for tonight, what we're doing is we're gonna initially be going over like the releases from the weekly releases, of course, from DC and Marvel. We may cover some other articles as well as time permits. The wrestling roundup in a bit, as well as this. Hey, Woody. Hello, Mike. Hey, Woody. How you doing, my friend? As always, if you can like and share the stream, see if we can get some more friendly people in here, that'd be appreciated. I do thank you for the like, by the way. With that, also, as I said, we'll do our each day in history. Hey, Tim. And guys, hey, if you guys can, go ahead and check out Tim's comic here. He's he's publishing a comic called Melvin. He's been I guess he's doing it on Webtoons too. Okay, that should be interesting. So with that, okay, that's a nice outlet to be doing on. Okay, with that, why don't we go ahead and get going with the articles for tonight? As I said, we're going to go ahead and the Melvin webcomic is different because it's content that is not in the comic book. Okay. So doing a little something more original for the digital, for the website of it. Okay. All right. Well, anyways, why don't we go ahead and get started with the show? Get started with seeing what's So as I said, tonight we're going to be focusing in on the upcoming DC and Marvel releases this week. We'll get right into it here. All right, so here we go. Here's the first one here. All right, so here's our first article we're going to look at here. As I said, we're going to looking at this week's DC and we're looking at this week's DC and Marvel releases here. So we'll check out the DC's first. Damian Wayne takes on an entire army in DC's new releases. With few allies, Robin Damian Wayne goes up against an entire army of villains in Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths, leading DC Comics new releases. Article by Sean Gibbon, published last night, basically. Let's get into this. So Damian Wayne faces down an army with heroes old and new in the new releases of DC Comics. Out on Tuesday, so basically earlier today was when a lot of these books should be coming out today. Out on Tuesday is Dark Crisis, The Dark Army #1, a one-shot tie-in for DC's Dark Crisis on Infinite Earth event featuring um, the work of writers Mark Waid, Delilah S. Dawson, and Dennis Culver, along with artists Freddie E. Williams II and Chad um, Herbert. Well, you've already, yeah, Herbert. He's an R there. If it was without an R, it'd probably be there. But anyway, the issue takes place as Pariah's Dark Army makes his way across the world to destroy Earth's heroes. But Damian has a plan to stop the villains. The one shot sees Damian team up with Sideways, Power Girl, Dr. Light, and DC newcomer Red Canary, promising to set up connections for the future DC universe. It appears that one series will no longer be part of the DC universe involving moving forward, being that Deathstroke Inc. Um, releases its final issue on Tuesday, capping at 15 issues total. The ongoing series launched back in September 2021 with writer Joshua Williamson and artist Howard Porter attached as the title's creative team. Following the series' involvement in the Shadow War crossover event, Deathstroke Inc., um, which I'm guessing is being led by Deathstroke Slade Wilson. Number 10, pass the reins to writer Ed Brisson and artist Dexter Soy to show the early years of Slade Wilson through Deathstroke Year 1, an arc that wraps with the upcoming Deathstroke Inc. number 15. As for DC's other releases out this week, the penultimate issues for Batman Fortress, DC vs. Vampires, Young Justice Target, and the quote-unquote Kal-El Returns crossover are all going on sale. The full list of releases can be found alphabetically below. Covers and solicitations included. The Action Comics number 1049 here. So these are some images, 4 images from the upcoming Action Comics release. Hail Tim and a hearty handshake. Hothy. All right, as we get ready to continue on here. Okay, so Action Comics number 1049, written by Philip Kennedy Johnson with art by Mike Perkins, cover by Steve Reach. Let's see, $4.99 US, 40 pages, variant $5.99 US cardstock, on sale today. Now, all these comics are going to be on all of these DC releases. I think are today. So, quote unquote, Kal-El Returns Part 5, The epic crossover between Action Comics and Superman, Son of Kal-El continues. We're only 1 month away from the mammoth Action Comics number 1050, and tensions between the Super Family and Lex Luthor have never been higher. Meanwhile, in the Fortress of Solitude, Steel, Supergirl, and Khan Kenan repel an alien invasion. So as Kal-El Clark Kent coming back to Earth, reunite with his son and his family, the other members of the super team, Steel, aka John Henry Irons, Supergirl, Linda Danvers, and Tom Cannon. They're calling it. We've got a Batman, Poison Ivy, and Scooby Doo here. Okay, let's see what this one is. The Batman and Scooby Doo Mysteries #2, written by Ivan Cohen, art and cover by Dario Rizuela, 299 US, 32 pages. The sequel that sprouted from the hit Maxi series continues as Daphne poses as Batgirl to help capture Poison Ivy. Will this bit of high stakes cosplay turn out to be a rash decision? And what does Barbara Gordon think about this turn of events? Man, wouldn't that have been interesting to see if that had happened on the back in the 70s, if they'd done that for done the story for the for the new Scooby Doo movies show. Batman Fortress #7, written by Gary Whitta, art and cover by Derek Robertson, $3.99 US, 32 pages, part 7 of 8 of this miniseries, variant $4.99 US cardstock. Batman and his team of unlikely allies have penetrated the defenses of the Fortress of Solitude and uncovered the shocking answer that has haunted the Dark Knight from the very beginning. Where is Superman? You will not be prepared for the revelation. Here's some images from the next Batman. Well, they got a lot of Batman titles coming out here. Look at Batman, Gotham Knight, Gilded City #2. All right. Anyways, getting back to the article again. Batman Gotham Knights Gilded City #2. Written by Evan Narcisse, art by Abel, cover by Greg Capullo and Jonathan Glafion. $4.99 US, 32 pages, part 2 of 6. Variant $6.99 US cardstock. More than a century in Gotham's past, the mysterious hero known as the Runaway investigates a rash of disappearances targeting the city's working class. In the present, it's Batman versus Nightwing. The Dark Knight's further research into the volatile Golden Iris virus leads him to Bloodhaven, and his former partner isn't happy to see him. Each issue will also offer a code for readers to redeem in the Gotham Knights game for an exclusive item. For issue #2, readers will receive a code for an exclusive skin variant for Nightwing's Eskrima stick. Readers who redeem the codes for all 6 issues or receive a special 7th item. Terms apply. See the FAQs on DC.com for details. Batman: The Audio Adventures, number 3. Anyways, so with this one, Batman Audio Adventures number 3, written by Dennis McNicholas, art by Anthony Marquez and J-Bone, cover by Dave Johnson, $3.99 US, 32 pages, part 3 of 7, variant $4.99 US cardstock. Batman must venture into the sewers as he hunts for the fabled sword of King Scimitar. But he quickly finds a devolving Killer Croc who won't let the Caped Crusader steal his child. But all Batman sees is a doll. Meanwhile, Robin gets kidnapped while trailing Scarecrow. Looks like both heroes need a good doctor. But the only one to be found is a little Strange. All this and more in the next installment of your favorite audio compendium. So basically, you got Killer Croc making an appearance. You got Scarecrow, and then they're hinting at the possibility of Dr. Hugo Strange making an appearance as well. That sounds like a very interesting story there. Developing. Dark Crisis, The Dark Army number 1. Written by Mark Waid, Delilah S. Dawson, and Dennis Culver. Art by Freddie Williams II. Cover by Gleb Melankoff. Um, $5.99 US, 48 pages, one shot. All covers are cardstock. As Pariah's Dark Army continues its march around the globe, Damian Wayne thinks he's got an answer as to why Pariah is able to control the most dangerous other good of the multiverse. And he's taking Red Canary and Dr. Light on the road to see if he's right. Don't miss this thrilling Dark Crisis tie-in with direct connection to the present and future of the DCU. Here's the next one. DC Horror presents Sergeant Rock versus the Army of the Dead. So looks like they're going to combine a military comic with a horror comic here. This sounds pretty interesting. Written by Bruce Campbell, art by Eduardo Riso, cover by Gary Frank. $3.99 US, 32 pages, part 3 of 6. Variant $4.99 US cardstock. Alright, so let's go back and take a quick look at that. There they are, the men of World War II. Rock and Easy Company have had some fun defending themselves against Hitler's undead goons. But now it's time for them to have a gas when they go on the offensive and head behind enemy lines. And hey, speaking of gas, is that a flamethrower in your hands, Or are you just happy to see me okay. Okay. Kind of a take on a somewhat perverted joke. Time to burn it down, burn it all down, or die trying. Easy company. Looks like we got a Harley Quinn coming up here, or so we think. DC versus Vampires, number 11, written by Matthew Rosenberg and James Tynion the fourth, art by Otto Schmidt, with cover by Guillaume March. $3.99 US, 32 pages, part 11 of 12. Variant $4.99 US cardstock. Humanity's final battles against King Nightwing and his vampire armies have seemingly failed on all three fronts. Who lives, who dies, as all hope is extinguished, will the surviving heroes be able to stop a extinction of the human race? And here we go with another. We got a book here that not only features I can't mechs, but also some Green Lantern stuff as well. DC Mech number 5, written by Kenny Porter, art and cover by Baldemir Rivas. $3.99 US, 32 pages, part 5 of 6, variant $4.99 US cardstock. A squadron divided. The Justice Squadron is in pieces. Green Lanterns and Flash have flown off to space with their mechs to face Darkseid's forces head on, still unwilling to trust Superman or accept his help. Batman will need to convince Wonder Woman that Superman is ready to rejoin their team. And time is running out. Darkseid's forces are at their full power, and Lex Luthor is getting ready to unleash his ultimate weapon on the world. Enter the biomechanical nightmare that is Bizarro. Stroke Inc. number 15. Well, it's too late, baby. It's too late. Deathstroke Inc. number 15. Written by Ed Brisson, art by Dexter Soy, cover by Michael Hanin. 3.99 US, 32 pages, variant $4.99 US cardstock. The brutal conclusion to year one is here. Deathstroke may have completed his first contract, but he's still got a score to settle with the man who destroyed Slade Wilson's life. If you thought you knew Slade Wilson, you're about to learn how little you know about the origin of Deathstroke. I know that we have a Detective Comics title here too. Detective Comics number 1066, written by Ram V, art by Ivan Reyes, cover by Evan Cagle. $4.99 US, 40 pages, variant $5.99 US cardstocks. As the Asmer demon takes hold of the Harvey Dent side of Two-Face, it's up to the bad side to save them both before it's too late. That is, if Harvey will give up the identity of Batman to help them. Meanwhile, the young Orgum heir, Arzen, meets Bruce Wayne for the first time, and Bruce sees potential in the boy. And looks like we got another Harley Quinn right there. Harley Quinn number 24, written by Stephanie Phillips, art and cover by Matteo Loli. I believe that's her last name. I don't think that's to be confused with what Loli means in anime. $3.99 US, 32 pages, variant $4.99 US cardstock. Like the old Russian proverb says, if you want to catch a killer, kidnap a different killer and force them to walk you through their process until you eventually find the person who murdered you in cold blood on your newly removed or renovated Gotham Ferry. Point is, I'm making Victor Zsasz help with my murder mystery, and the Sherlock and reluctant Watson are about to blow the doors wide open on some universe altering shenanigans. Plus, Bud and Lou get belly rubs. Okay. I lost my deposit in a fog machine. In a fog machine I rented, and my killer is revealed. I guess that's Harley Quinn talk. The Human Target, number 9. Yes, I believe this one. This one. I remember this title had some controversy a few months back because of how they had apparently depicted Guy Gardner doing DA in regard to height. Human Target, number 9, written by Tom King, art and cover by Greg Smallwood. 29 US, 40 pages, part 9 of 12. All covers are cards. Christopher Chan um, has one of has only a few days left to solve his own murder. The investigation has been bumpy, to say the least. But will the murder of Guy Gardner finally catch up to the Human Target and end his search before the poison ends his life? Once Batman learns of his ex-teammate's disappearance, can anyone stop the Dark Knight from uncovering the truth? You would think, though, that considering some of Guy and Bruce's history together, you would think that you really think that Bruce is really all that anxious to find that. Okay. Punchline, the Goblin Game, number 2, written by Teeny Howard and Blake Howard. Art and cover by Gleb Melnikoff. Um, $3.99 US. They have a whole bunch of variant codes. 32 pages, part 2 of 6, variant cover $4.99 US card. showdown at Ace Chemical. Punchline construction of her little court, flush game court draws the attention of Gotham City's thriving Yakuza action and patent. All things come to a head as at Ace Chemical. Um, so Batman successfully stops Punchline and her court, or will the factory bring him another devastating failure? Of course, Batman has had a kind of a negative history. Go on. Tim Drake, Robin, number 3. Written by Megan Fitzmartin. Art by Riley Rosno. Cover by Matt Dunmore. Yeah, let's see. $3.99 US, 32 pages, $4.99 US cardstock. Did someone say goldfish? After a mysterious murder takes place in Broad Library, Tim, Detective Williams, and Darcy are led to 3 suspects, except they aren't real. Meanwhile, Tim's been so busy on this case, he's forgotten the case of the boyfriend. Where's Bernard? Okay. Young Justice targets number 5. Written by Greg Weisman. Of course, who also wrote Gargoyles. Art and cover by Christopher Jones. $3.99 US, 32 pages, part 5 of 6. Variant $4.99 US cardstock. Just as it seemed that Superboy was about to make some headway, enter a kryptonite-laced Metallo. Will the team be able to finally achieve the goal and rescue Perdita? Or will the LexCorp robotics factory be their final resting place? Check out the penultimate chapter to find out. All of these issues go on sale November 22nd, which was earlier today. There we go with that one. So we're done with that one. Now we gotta get ready to move on to the next. Now, before I do need to step away from the computer for a moment, so I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Now I'll put the video. right, so we're back now. So let's go ahead and go on to the next article here. All right, so Spider-Man's evil clone returns in Marvel's new comic. Um, Peter Parker's clone, Ben Riley, makes his villainous return in Marvel's new releases arriving ahead of the upcoming Dark Web crossover event. Article by Sean Gibbons published a day ago. So you got the latest Doctor Strange there. You got the Star Wars stuff going on, among other things. Peter Parker's evil clone, Ben Riley, um, returns in the new releases for Marvel Comics. Following the Beyond storyline, Ben Riley is no longer Spider-Man, nor is he the hero, Scarlet Spider. Now seeking revenge against Peter, Ben has taken on a villainous new identity, Chasm, and rejoins the Amazing Spider-Man series in the upcoming issue number 14, comprising an anthology of stories written by Zeb Wells and illustrated by various artists. The issue arrives ahead of Marvel's Dark Web crossover event involving Spider-Man, Venom, and the X-Men, pitting the heroes against the combined might of Chasm and Madeline Pryor, aka the Goblin Queen. This week is also one for Star Wars fans, being that both a new series for Yoda and a special one-shot are coming out on Wednesday. Star Wars Yoda is a title written by Kevin Scott and drawn by Nico Leon, exploring the Jedi Master adventures throughout the galaxy. Meanwhile, Star Wars Revelations #1 is a special issue written by Mark Guggenheim and several artists set to introduce readers to the next chapter of Marvel Star Wars stories. As for Marvel's other new comics, Ghost Rider Robbie Reyes assumes his quote all writer unquote form in Avengers Forever #11, while Matt Murdock dons his quote unquote King Daredevil attire in Daredevil number 5, The Defenders. Defenders Beyond miniseries is coming to an end, while a new miniseries launches Doctor Strange Fall Sunrise. Full list of releases can be found alphabetically below. Covers and solicitations included. Now, as has been the case, DC releases come out on Tuesdays, which has been today, and then the Marvel releases are probably coming out tomorrow. So, here's some images from the first book. I'm going to showcase for us Aliens. Right, Aliens #3. Philip Kennedy Johnson does the writing. Julius Ota does the art with cover by Bjorn Berendis. So Philip Kennedy Johnson is writing stuff for both DC and Marvel, apparently. The Devil You Know. While searching the xenomorph xenomorph infested Tobler 9 for an alien sample that can save humanity. Steel Team, the mythical synthetic special operations team, has made a shocking discovery. Colony of humans who have managed to survive there for decades. With only their mutual mistrust in common, the humans and synths strike an uneasy bargain. The um, the alien sample, um, in exchange for Steel Team's help in clearing a subterranean xenomorph nest. But while the humans have had to sacrifice some of their humanity to survive, Steel Team learns that the Icarus alien strain has taken on some disturbingly human tendencies. 32 pages, parental advisory, $3.99. Before I get to the next one here, I do need to step away from the computer. I do need to go off camera here again for a moment. I'll be right back. All right. Anyways, let's continue on with the article here. All right. So, All Out Avengers #3, written by Derek Landy, with art and cover by Greg Land. Hallelujah! It's Training Skull. It's Raining Skulls, Red Skull. That is, with an unending swarm of Red Skull LMDs on the loose. The Avengers have one last chance to turn the tide before they're completely overwhelmed. Even if that means um, teaming up with the original Red Skull to do it. Dive right in, your reader, and get swept away by the action. 32 pages, rated C plus, $3.99. Amazing Spider-Man #14. Zeb Wells, writer. Michael Dowling and Kyle Hotz, art. Cover by John Romita Jr. Let's see. Dark Web Prelude. Let's see. We haven't seen Chasm since Amazing Spider-Man #894 and the free comic book day issue, but that doesn't mean he hasn't been busy. Join us for this very special issue featuring Spidey's most dangerous new villain, as well as the Goblin Queen and a brand new villain You won't believe. 40 pages, rated T plus, $4.99. Avengers Forever, number 11, written by Jason Aaron. Jim Toe on the art, cover by Aaron Kuder. The Pillar's conclusion. The greatest collection of Avengers ever seen has been assembled from across the multiverse, representing each of the core pillars of the group's infinite incarnations. But for one pivotal figure, there are no other variants to be found anywhere in creation. Robbie Reyes is a ghostwriter unlike any other. And now, at last, his ultimate form must be unleashed. Now rises the All-Rider. 32 pages, rated T plus, $3.99. Daredevil, number 5. Written by Jib Zdarsky, Marco Cicchetto with the art and the cover. After the biggest change to befall Matt Murdock in decades, in the pages of Daredevil number 4, Matt Murdock and Elektra Natchios embark on establishing a new world order, hand in hand. 32 pages, rated T plus, $3.99. Deadly Neighborhood Spider-Man, number 2 of 5. Written by Taboo and Bierl, with art by Juan Ferreira, cover by Raza. The creepiest spider story in years continues. Beset and beleaguered by the wicked power of Demon Bear, Peter Parker is having nightmares whenever he falls asleep, and sometimes even when he hasn't. Worse still, it's making his time as Spider-Man even more difficult. But there's no rest for a weary spider, and the web slinger will have no choice but to dig in and hang on, unless he wants to meet a grisly end. Ha, grizzly. 32 pages, rated T, $3.99. Defenders Beyond, number 5 of 5. Written by Al Ewing, with art and cover by Javier Rodriguez. The Final Trial of Loki. American Chavez and the rest of the Defenders sees them entering the one and only House of Ideas. 32 pages, rated T plus, $3.99. And as one book ends, another one would apparently begin. Doctor Strange, Fall Sunrise, number 1 of 4. Let's see. Written and art done by Trad Moore. From the mind of Trad Moore, Doctor Strange awakens alone in a distant world, not his own. Lost of purpose and surrounded by danger, A wandering sorcerer must explore the land of blades and mystery to unravel arcane secrets and escape the deadly horrors that lie in wait. From fantastical mind of creator Tradmore, um, Silver Surfer, Black comes um, comes a strange story, unquote. While like you've never seen. 40 pages, rated T plus, $4.99. All right, Janice Bell, Captain Marvel #5 of 5. Written by Peter David with Juanan Ramirez on the art. Cover by Mike McCone. Till death do us part. Till death do us part. Janice Bell and Rick Jones have been through a lot together. Can they survive a final face-to-face with death? You won't expect how this one ends. 32 pages, rated T plus, $3.99. Midnight Suns #3 of 5. And cover for that book. Written by Ethan Sachs, with art by Luigi Zagaria. Cover by David Nakayama. Beware the vapors of Valor. The Midnight Suns brave the darkest and most horrifying journey imaginable to secure aid from one of the most ancient and dangerous beings in all of existence. With terrible secret from the past as Angela Harkness hiding. Is Angela Harkness hiding? And what does the truth mention for? What does the truth mean for Zoe Laveau's future? 32 pages, rated T plus, $3.99. Miracle Man by Gaiman and Buckingham. The Silver Age #2. Written by Neil Gaiman, with Mark Buckingham doing the art and cover. Gaiman Buckingham's epic has returned, and you won't believe where the story goes. Miracle Man has his old friend back, but young Miracle Man has never felt more alone. Where can a hero from a simpler time call home in this brave new world? Remastered from Miracle Man 1985 #24 with stunning new artwork by Mark Buckingham. 48 pages, rated C+, $4.99. Star Wars Revelations #1. Anyway. Okay, so Star Wars Revelations #1, written by Mark Guggenheim, with art by Salvador Larroca, Paco Medina, and more. Cover by Phil Noto. The can't miss Star Wars issue of the year. Let's see. After War of the Bounty Hunters came Crimson Reign. Now in the midst of Hidden Empire, Kira has shaken the galactic landscape at its core. But what lies beyond for the rebellion, for the Empire? What role do the bounty hunters play? And what is happening to Dr. Alpha? Witness the next step in the legacy of heroes and scoundrels. In the next galaxy far, far away, as Mark Guggenheim from Han Solo and Chewbacca is joined by a ragtag team of artists to bring you an explosive take you won't soon forget. The path to the future of Star Wars starts here. 56 pages, one shot, rated T, $5.99, Star Wars and all that information. Let's see. Star Wars Yoda #1. Written by Cavan Scott, with Nico Leone doing the art and cover by Phil Noto. Let's see. All new adventures for the greatest Jedi of all time. For some, he was a legend. To others, he was a teacher. Now, Yoda is all but forgotten, living in exile and haunted by the past. As a strangely familiar voice echoes through the swamps of Dagobah, Yoda must revisit many lessons he has given over the years, from the days of the High Republic to the chaos of the Clone Wars. In the first of 3 story arcs, a desperate cry for help reaches the Jedi Council on Coruscant. Only Yoda can respond. But how far will he go to protect the community from attack? 40 pages, rated T+, rated T, $4.99. And I'm going to need to step away from the computer one more time here. I'll be right back, but I will put some music on while I'm gone. Actually, before I do that, let me just... So I'm back. Let's see one here. All right. Export. Written by Export number 34, written by Benjamin Kersey, Chris Allen with art, cover by Joshua Dollar. In space, no one can hear you. The planet Araco is a new target for uh, Iraqi, Iraqi pirate uh, Severe Black. But where there's crime, there's inevitably punishment, and there that's where export comes in, along with hired hand Maverick and Kirk. Uh, but are even but but are even their combined forces up to the task of keeping the deadly warriors overrunning the solar. 32 pages, parental advisory, 399. Certainly, I guess there's no visual here for that. X-Men 17, written by Jerry Dugan, Joshua Cassara on the art, with Mark Colo doing the cover. Best laid plan. As the new X-Men team brings deals, uh, brings deals uh, to a seemingly unstoppable foe, one X-Men wrestles with the fact that they've gone way too far. Another is shaken by unexpectedly getting exactly what they no longer allowed themselves to dream of. 30 pages, rated plus 99. All of these issues on sale November 23rd from Marvel Comics, which of course is tomorrow. We were at there. Well, I guess there's anything else. So that's all for that. Yeah, I don't think there's really anything. All right. So, anyways, I think let's see, hour 15. Let's see. I mean, I guess I'd try to see what. Oh man, anime would probably. Yeah, I think I will move on to the rest. I think by the time we do get through all of that. Um, all right, so I think we're done with the articles for tonight. So we'll start to move on here to wrestling roundup. And of course, there's been some interesting news going on both the WWE and AEW. First off on WWE, so last night on Raw, they it's a final go home Raw before for this Saturday's Survivor Series War Games. Um, let's see. On the men's side, of course, you have for the War Games match setup, have the you have on one side the heels of Universal Champion Roman Reigns teaming with his cousins, the Uso brothers, um, Nicola and Honore Uso, Sami Zayn versus um, Drew McIntyre, the battling brutes of Sheamus, Ridge Holland, and one other I can't remember the other guy's name, and Kevin Owens. And last night, of course, the face team there had a big had a big had a big promo explaining to everybody why they want to be involved in this match. Now, on the women's side of it, of course, you have a match set up now. On the one side, the heel side, you have damage control of Bailey, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, and Nikki Cross taking on the team comprised thus far of Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair with Asuka, Alexa Bliss, and Michin, the former Mia Yim. Um, and there's still a lot of speculation as to who the fifth woman is going to be in that match. Names have been tossed out thus far as possible placements. They include Candice LeRae, Beth Phoenix. Yesterday it was Charlotte Flair they threw out, and then they just threw out the idea of having Sasha Banks. And there's also some talk that maybe, if she's ready, might even be Becky Lynch. So, guess we'll have to wait and see as time goes on this week. Um, Rhea Ripley took on Asuka in a match, determined who would get the man advantage. She won that match for her team. So on the women's side, it'll be the heels of Damage Control, Rhea Ripley, and Nikki Cross getting the man advantage in the War Games match. Now, I have explained this to you guys before, just to give you a heads up here. War Games is a double cage match in which you have two teams of five. Um, Now you start out with a member of each team, with each team letting somebody go in at certain intervals, where one team has the advantage at least for a short while. Now you cannot actually try to win the match until all 10 participants are in the cage. Um, Once you have all 10 participants, the only way you can win the match is either via submission or surrender. So if you can make your opponent submit or surrender, then you win. Um, that's the idea. Some other matches signed for this Saturday as well include, um, from what I understand, Austin Theory maybe taking on Bobby Lashley. Seems to be where they're going with that right now. Um, all the other matches. Um, and that's as much as I know right now. Now, on AEW side of it, of course, AEW coming off Full Gear this past Saturday, we should be seeing the ramification of that on both Dynamite and Rampage this week. Now, on tomorrow night's Dynamite, the main event is going to see Chris Jericho coming off of his successful Ring of Honor title defense in that four-way with Sammy Guevara, Claudio Castagnoli, and Bryan Danielson. He'll be taking one-on-one on the Stone Pitbull Tomohiro Ishii, former Ring of Honor television champion. Um, so that should be an interesting matchup. He's going to try to desecrate but I don't. From everything I've seen and heard of Ishii, he's not exactly the type who's just going to sit there and let you try to desecrate him. So Jericho may be in for a match there, to say the least. Also on tonight's Dynamite, of course, scheduled the finals of the AEW World Title Eliminator Tournament. The winner of this match will receive the next shot at the new AEW World Champion MJF. Um, the finals of the match are Ethan Page as a firm taking on Absolute Ricky Starks. And it does. And another little tidbit, a little side note from that too of the firm. It would appear Matt Hardy maybe kind of hinting at bringing back the broken Matt Hardy character back. Um, and there has been some showing of some kind of you know going in that direction, characterization going in that direction. So wait and see for that. What else? Um, Also tomorrow night, um, in the second of their that's a seven series match. You have the trios champions of Death Triangle of Pac and the Lucha Brothers taking on the Elite of Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks as 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 the Elite look to even up the score in that series. The series was announced just after the title match on Sunday, in which it would appear Death Triangle has gone full heel now. Plus, you have Orange Cassidy will be defending the All Atlantic title against Jake Hager, looking to add more gold to the Jericho Appreciation Society. Probably will be nice to see Hager in action, but I guess we'll wait and see what's going on there. Let's see what else. As I said, we're gonna be seeing the fallout from Full Gear. I'm sure we'll be hearing from MJF. We'll be hearing from a number of the new champions that were crowned this past weekend, including Jimmy Hayter, the interim women's champion. We'll be hearing probably from Jade Cargill. You know, probably be hearing from Saraya from her victory over Dr. Britt Baker. So, but with that now, um, so with that being said, why don't we go ahead and start winding things down a little bit? And it's a good time to a good time to start talking about this day in each history. History. There it is. All right. So without any further ado, today being Tuesday, November the 22nd, 1962. I'm sorry, 2022. Let's take a look back at this day in each history. History. All right. So first off, I'm gonna head back 60 years ago today. And on this date, 60 years ago today, from DC Comics, still known as National Periodical Publication, the 95th issue of All American Men of War went on sale on this date back in 1962. So 60 years ago today, the 95th issue of All American War, which of course grew out of like All American Comics and All American Western. Um, All American Comics. So on this date, the 95th issue of All American Men of War went on sale on this date for 12 cents. It was 32 pages. It was a bi-monthly book at this point. Of course, the lead feature was Johnny Cloud, a second sight for a pilot. Um, that happened on this date on November 22nd, 1962. Man, 1962 is just so nice that we're gonna hit it twice. And also on this date back in 1962, from Toronto, Canada, from Toronto, Canada, in see, this was this was about 5 months before he won the WWF World Title. Bruno Sammartino would defeat Johnny Valentine for the NWA Toronto United States title. On this date, 60 years ago as well, Bruno Sammartino, just a few months before, winning the WWF, about 5 months or so before winning the WWF World Title. Bruno Sammartino would defeat Johnny Valentine for the NWA Toronto's version of the United States title. Now, how a Canadian promotion can have a United States title is beyond me. I don't understand it either, folks. But they did. The NWA did have some kind of weird things back then. But anyways, maybe it's because they did a lot of co-promotional work with NWA Detroit and Farhead company. But anyways, so 60 years ago today, Bruno Sammartino defeated Johnny Valentine for the Toronto version of the NWA United States title. All right. So, and last but not least, one more piece of history to get to. 30 years ago today, on this date back in 1992, actor and voice actor Sterling Holloway passed away at the age of 87. Now, Holloway was, he's an actor and voice actor known quite a bit for works with Walt Disney. He worked with Walt Disney quite a bit. Among the roles he had would include Mr. Stork in Dumbo, the adult flower in Bambi, Cheshire Cat in Alice in Wonderland, Ka, Jungle Book, Roquefort the Mouse in Aristocrat, and of course he was the original voice of Winnie the Pooh. So on this date back in 1982, actor, voice actor Sterling Holloway passed away at the age of 87. The original voice of Winnie the Pooh. So there we go, folks. All I have for you tonight in terms of news and stuff. I'm glad that everybody. I'm glad everybody made it out tonight. We'll see everybody back here tomorrow. Programming note: this week we're only, tomorrow night will be the last show for this week, as we'll be taking Thanksgiving and Thanksgiving Friday off this week. We'll be back to full schedule next week. Next Friday, of course, on December 2nd, we'll be starting. Our look at July of 1939 and the historical comic retrospect. Tim Olson will be my co-host for that. So, but as I said, for this week, tomorrow will be the final day for this week, and we will be taking Thanksgiving and Thanksgiving Friday off. So with that, guys, I thank you for being here. I hope to see everybody back here tomorrow for morning news and all that. So, bye.